Thank you, Andrea, for the introduction, and thanks very much to the organizers for inviting us today. As Andrea said already, I coordinate the IFWLA project, which is a project funded by the European Commission and specifically by DG Move. I work for BMT. BMT is an international company, engineering and consulting company. I work within the research department of BMT, and we mainly concentrate on research projects within the European Commission. Now, one important aspect that I also picked up from the professor's presentation is about intelligent information systems and intelligent transportation systems. And in order really to achieve intelligent transportation systems, we need information exchange. Now, information exchange is not an easy thing, but particularly when we try to exchange information within different modes. And this is what the IFWLA vision is about. It is about being able to follow cargo, follow freight within a transportation system with electronic information as it moves from point A to final destination, not only using one mode, but via multimodal transportation. And this also includes the ability to track and trace objects and intelligent objects, as the professor mentioned before. So this is really supported by the European Commission's policy. This was first, as a vision, was described first in the Freight Logistics Action Plan. But last year, the white paper made the actions that need to be taken even clearer. So this was published in March 2011, and it has 40 initiatives in order to achieve the single European transport area. But key initiative 7 is specifically named e-freight, and this has to do with multimodal transport of goods. And in that we have 3 main actions. One is to implement the concept of a single window for reporting to authorities, what is called the one-stop administrative shop, to create and deploy a single transport document, as it was called back then, but then we decided to call it the multimodal electronic waybill, and to create the appropriate framework for the deployment of track and tracing of goods. Now, the IFWLA project covers all 3 objectives, and today I'm going to show what we propose in order to enable interoperable or to facilitate seamless information exchange in the multimodal transport sector, what we propose for the deployment of an electronic waybill, and also for an application for the single window. Now, all that is, in a way, Andreas called it a little bit theoretical, because it goes into a level where it is proposals, it is ideas, it is concepts, but we have also, within the project, created and we are proposing mechanisms in order to deploy these, and this is our e-delivery infrastructure, which I'm going to also present. So first of all, what we are proposing for interoperability in the multimodal transport sector is really a model, a framework for information exchange, which is very schematically presented here. So the green rectangles, the green shapes, are the main actors, the main processes that we have identified within the multimodal transport sector. And what is the smaller rectangles really are describing the information that needs to be exchanged within these actors. Now, What we try to do here is to simplify and also standardize, because we need to remember that we are really talking about information exchange within rail, truck, inland waterway, short shipping transport. So you can see there that we have identified logistics supply and logistics demand, which are the main two actors in exchanging information, and these are supported by the transportation network management and the regulation management. All these exchange information, and we have described all the information that needs to be exchanged within seven messages, 7 e-documents that you can see there. Most of them have been standardized already with major standardization organizations, one of them being Oasis UBL. But today I'm going to concentrate on 2 of them. One is the multimodal waybill, and the other is the the common reporting schema for reporting to authorities. So looking first at the multimodal e-waybill. What is happening, what is the reality today? When you try to standardize the information that is contained and exchanged within a waybill, first challenge is to make it from mode-specific to multimodal. But then you come across a variety of liability regimes which are mode-specific, very specific to each mode. There have been attempts to unify these liability regimes, the Rotterdam rules being one of them, but really have not actually concluded on this. So there is a challenge there, and there is lack of harmonization and clarity, making it very difficult or impossible to achieve efficient, flexible and sustainable multimodal freight transport. When you try now even if you take one waybill from one transportation mode and try to make it electronic, then you come across other challenges. One of them is that the sector is predominantly paper-based still. Everything needs to be signed, and really proof of deliveries with signature and stamp. So, and at the same time there are technology limitations and mismatches where you have very intelligent and probably in some occasions state-of-the-art back office systems, but really not still paper documents being exchanged on the field. So how do we, and everything of course results in efficiency and inaccuracies. So the e-freight project looked at all these. We looked at different waybills, and I will show you which ones we started. And then we came up with the solution for the standard multimodal electronic waybill, which is really what we did is that we specified the content and the structure of the information that needs to be contained in such a waybill. But also this is not enough, because this is theory. We also devised a mechanism for implementation of the multimodal electronic waybill. In order to come up with an information model for such a waybill, we looked at all existing waybills, PIMCO, SIM, CMR, C-waybills, IATA to bridge with the e-freight e-waybill, but also we looked at house waybills like DHL, Kuehne+Nagel. And the view that we took was that all the information that that will be contained in the multimodal e-waybill needs to be necessary and sufficient. So then, how is a multimodal e-waybill implemented according to e-freight? So here we have on one hand the consignor and the other side the consignee, and a cargo being delivered in the form of a container here. Now, the carrier is the one that creates the waybill, but as the cargo moves, the consignor is able to view the waybill via internet, and the same is with the consignee. What is important here is to get the signature of delivery. This again can be done electronically. With an electronic signature and transmitted back to the carrier for final invoice and payment. What you need to remember here is that what we are proposing is that we are saving invoice time from currently up to 6 weeks, that could be done into 6 minutes by such a solution.